Hello and welcome back, guys, to another trade recap. So, today we are going to be doing the trade recap that I've taken yesterday on 8th April 2026. And it was a valid setup, and I had taken the trade. And yesterday there was a news, just a few minutes, and yesterday there was already before the 9:30 a.m. open, we already had around like 1,000 points in gap up open. If you see the 1 hour time frame, before like anything happens, we already gapped up. What? Like 800, 900 points before the initial like 9:30 upset. This is just a random, let's say this is what 15. So this is 3 p.m. in US. So the random 3 p.m. the market just starts pumping 1,000 points and like whatever insider trading is happening, like I don't know when it will stop. But yeah, yeah, let's get on with the market outlook. So overall, going into the day, pre-market update 8th April. Already market pumped 3.5%. That's Trump news. So as you can see, we are already pumped up 3.5%. Also, FMC meeting minutes outlook of as well definitely to rebalance to equilibrium and run to the upside. So my first thought process was that the overall market can do something like this. Eventually, we can come out, take out we can balance to the equilibrium and we can move to the upside. So this was my initial thought process that can happen. Okay, and I think so something like that similar only happened yesterday. So you can see we was around here in the 30-minute open, then we opened here. This is the 9:30 open. I thought we had a nice SMT, but we didn't have technical. There was no SMT present here. If you see here, 9:30, 9:30. Yeah, see 9:30. There was no SMT present here. There was a this SMT is present here. Like, okay, I didn't notice this. This SMT is present. The 1 minute time frame. Because this high is not been taken. So yeah, I was thinking, looking at this the London high as a SMT, but that was not available, and we started dumping. Then I waited for the initial macro to open when I can look to take my profit. So by this time, after the 30 minutes and 4 hour had been ran through very nicely, there was no part of me willing to take a long position here because if you see here, overall, we have already pumped up so much. So, like, there is no point of the market to just continue the upside without balancing inefficiency or like sweeping out the internal lows and all that. Okay, which I thought that most definitely we will do that. So the my point of invalidation was if this 30-minute IVG got again ran through to the upside, then we can see the market to continue to the upside. But until unless it does that, there is no point of me looking to buy the market. Until unless the market is below the 30-minute time frame, most definitely I would be looking for a sell opportunity. Okay, so I was waiting for sell opportunity. If you see, this was the perfect sponsorship setup. The market went down, started rejecting from the 30-minute gap. Then this 4 hour also, gap is also present here. Okay. Then after this, we ran through the 2 minutes. So this 2 minute was technically invalid in my area because this 4 hour gap, this was the nearest down liquidity from here, and this had not been mitigated. So clearly, I know this was the manipulation move to eventually come to the downside. So I'll just show the session recording as well. So this is the session recording. You see here the market started dipping to the downside. Then I'm waiting for my macro to open 9:30, 9:40, 9:42. Here, as you can see, in this moment, we have already broken through the 4 hour time frame. So technically, if you see here, if the market would have started rejecting this 4 hour fair value up to the upside, then I would not have thought about directly we can look for sell side. But since the market started already inversing the 4 hour gap, then I thought that maybe we could. There are plenty room to market to carry to the downside and balance the equilibrium and eventually mitigate the 4 hour gap. This is my initial draw only for this 4 hour gap. I have just drawn a line, but this is technically a fair value gap 4 hour. Okay, this 4 hour or 1 hour, whatever you can see, the major gap, which is the gap If you see here, this gap I'm talking about. So we see in the 4 hour, this is the gap. Okay, see this is gap. So now the gap is so big. Instead of marking out it entirely, I've just marked out the like starting part of the gap. Okay. Then I went on to the lower time frame and waited for the macro to open. And eventually, if you see here, the macro started opening here. Before the macro, we like most of the time we get the manipulation move before macro opens, and we got the yesterday as well. We did run through this 2 minute and we run through the 5 minute gap as well. So there is a small 5 minute gap here. There is a small 5 minute gap here. We ran through that gap as well. But technically, this is not, until and unless the market would have ran through this 5 minute and as well as this 30 minute, I was good for shorts. If this would have gotten ran through, then I would look to target longs. But since technically we are still under this low, I will be still looking to short the market. Okay, that was my overall thought process going into the day. Okay, then as you can see, we started getting nice volume to the upside. This is clear manipulation, like this is as clear as day. Then the market started manipulating to the upside, and then eventually we got an SMT here. I marked out the volume imbalance, which was there. I had marked it out previously, but I forgot to mark the second red line. And this came in handy. The volume imbalance. Okay. Then the market started. Then we had SMT. So this rejected very perfectly to the volume imbalance, which gave me a little bit more confirmation that we can like just start dumping from here. Okay. And that did happen technically. It like flushed through very quickly. If I would have not taken the 30-second change in the state of delivery, I would have missed the entry. As you can see. Now here I am waiting for a see first thing I'll wait for a internal SMT which was available. External SMT, external SMT is available. Internal SMT was not available. Okay, but technically this SMT counts because we are in the 30-second time frame. Then now, see, after I have decided everything, my like I'm going to go short. Okay, now I need to see which confluences are aligning. First confluences which are aligning is SMT. Second confluence which is aligning is overall we are still under the 30-minute fair value gap, which was my main confirmation that under this we will still be looking to short the market. Third confirmation was this 1 minute gap. Fourth confirmation was change in the state of delivery. After everything happens here, that means I am technically good for a setup or even A plus setup. Okay, then what I do as we get a nice close here, change the state of delivery, put my stop loss here, take the trade here, target to here. Nothing much, nothing more. I'm not targeting let's say I hit my target and the market falls a million points. Like technically, it has no effect because even if I, unless I'm investing here, like it doesn't affect because everything we are trading profit. Okay, that is not real money. So main thing you need to notice is until and unless you are trading real money, anything that happens in the market in your profit account, it is not real until the money has hit your bank account. Oh, you need to keep that in mind. Oh, so after that, the market, as you can see here, this. And now I'm waiting here. Now I know that this is the perfect change in the state of delivery. I'm waiting for the 8 second to close because most sometimes what happens, we just weak out. Okay, it just weaks and we just close above this part. Main criteria for change the state of delivery is when a series of up close candle is there, candle must close below that with displacement. And since the one candle is closing below that, I can target a little bit of a discretionary mode. Okay, then let's play the video here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As this ended, see now third, fourth, fifth confluence. What I had got was we have this 1 minute gap. Now 1 minute gap has not been technically inverse to the full. But what has happened is the midpoint, consequent encroachment of this gap has been nicely closed, which gave me a added confirmation because in the first criteria, if you see here, it has not closed. Both has not closed above that. We have wicked out. Okay. But the next what happened? We have nicely closed below that consequent encroachment of this level. So my stop loss goes here, my target goes here, finish. Like it is as simple as that. Then as I will come here, I take the entry as you can see. Stop loss here, my stop. I could have technically entered one more lot because stop loss was so little. Like one, this is not my stop loss. Stop loss would have been here. Okay, this would have been just stop loss, but like I think so. I will need some more time to figure this lot size out because it's taking very confusing. Because I have fixed like I'm going to enter two lots. Like sometimes two lots will be perfect $200 loss. Sometimes it will be very less. So I need to like adjust my risks according to that. Okay. I could have added one or two more contracts, but yeah, I didn't bother. I entered this trade in my front account as well. Now as you can see, as I start taking the screenshot, the market just started fucking dumping. Now if I would have waited for this 1 minute close, I would have not gotten the entry. It was as simple as that. Okay. So yeah, it was a 1.4, 1.5 trade. 1 is to 1.5. So within one single candle my trading. See now here I take partial. As the market just breaks through this, I take partial here. Now see, partial is done, break even done. I close out my trade in the that as well. Like MetaTrader. Okay. So yeah, that was the overall trade recap. Nothing much, nothing more. Eventually I thought that market will come to this 1 hour gap. But yeah, technically overall everything happened nicely. The market did continue to the downside, but it started chopping around here. So I think so 9:50 a.m. like the first macro, second macro is very precise. Like if you anticipate that the market will go in a direction, you can catch a nice move, and it can happen on a regular basis. Like sometimes if you see my journal here, sometimes technically I'm not a perfect trader. Okay, if I'm should have been a perfect trader most of the days, we should have gotten a winning trade, but technically we are still going on a good path. We are doing very well as of 2026. Okay, so yeah, I need to put this in a journal as well. And yesterday's trade also I have not covered. Not yesterday's trade, 6th April trade also I have not made a trade recap, so I need to make the trade recap of there also. Also I'm currently eligible for a payout. Let's see if they fucking give the payout. Last payout they had denied this payout. You can see declined. Like I've done everything correctly, still they denied. Now let's see whether they give the payout or not. If this time also they don't give the payout, I'm just going to what do you say? Let's see what happens. Do they give the payout or not? Then after that I will take action. Alright. So yeah, that was all for this video. I need to make another trade recap as well. Bye bye. Peace out.